Branson again. Bud,
Nameplate for you, Branson.
What?
I'm gonna get a nameplate for you.
Yeah. Every meeting, right here.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
What do you think? Yeah. Want to sit? You want to stand?
I don't care. You listen. I don't care. No, we'll just stay. Hi, I'm Branson. I'm Grace. We're talking about our DC trip. that we're coming up. DC.
You just tell me when to hit the button. Okay.
Go for it.
Okay.
So that's the only memorial. I knew that.
That's the Supreme Court. That's the Supreme Court.
No, I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
close enough.
Okay. That is the Supreme Court. We went in there and we went into the actual courtroom, which is very rare. Yeah. And no photos. So we don't have any photos in there. They were like strict.
They
on
were
that.
very strict.
Yeah.
They caught, did you see how they caught a kid with their phone out and they to like escort him out? It's
There
crazy.
were several people.
Yeah.
That was.
not Raymond kids, all right,
No,
Yeah.
no, we were good.
obviously.
Of course.
When are we not?
This is a mix of like
Miss
Three
Lamonica, Miss Cosgroves, and I believe Miss Oakley's.
probably, yeah.
It's
So
the Supreme Court.
yeah, that's
That's
us in the
court.
Supreme Court. Who's that? That's Ruth.
Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah. RBG.
Mhm.
That's her on the wall. She has a photo of her kids last year right there. So like she does photos like that every year. And there's all of us.
Yeah, it's the Supreme Court. That is, I think, Miss School, no, Miss School is Nika. Is that Miss Gavin?
Someone's good.
That's one of our chaperone spirits in front of the Supreme Court. I think after the lecture we got in the Supreme Court, we basically just learned about how they do arguments and stuff, like the process they take and how long and crazy and chaotic it is. But yeah.
So that is the Supreme Court on the left. That's the actual courtroom. Yeah,
There's only one.
there is, do you see that pillar right there? This is very important information. They tell you right before you go in, watch for the pillar. I ran into it twice, going in and out. That was very important information. And then there's kids. Yeah, as you can tell, it was a very hot day.
It was very, very hot. My mom had to tell me 5 times and text me multiple times to drink water. It's very paranoid about me fainting.
So this is Cam Nieves and Mason Richard in front of the Capitol building. We had just taken our group photo that we do on the last day of the trip with the tour company, and we each get a copy of that photo. Okay. So this is me and some people in my grade and Miss Delmonico and Miss Cosgrove. Oh, got you. We are in front of the Capitol building. We're gonna go inside, but the wait was like an hour long. So we
It
decided,
was more than an hour. There were like 3 schools there and the line went all the way to like the fountain. It was very bad.
so we did not go in, but we got some good photos in the front.
Oh my gosh. So this is a zoo. I am obsessed with elephants and they just had 2 new baby elephants. And there's I think 3 pandas and a baby panda. It was amazing. There was so many animals there. There was crazy exhibits. There was I think, and 2 orangutans, and then there were 2 gorillas. And it was a really just great experience. And I think that's the best zoo I've ever been to, which is saying something because I've been to crazy zoos.
Remember the story about the baby elephant?
Rejected by its mother.
Yeah,
I'm just now learning.
yeah.
Me too.
So there's an auntie elephant that's taken the mother, and they've had to create formula for the elephant, but the elephants do is good. And
This is George Washington's house. Yeah. This one was really fun. I had like 15,000 pictures of this one. There was it was a very extraordinary house, especially for the time being. It was very colorful, very eye-catching. And the tour guide in there was telling us a lot about how there were certain rooms that represented some of the pictures on the walls represented the past and what he wanted the future to become. So there was a picture of, I forget.
There were farms.
Yeah, there were agriculture stuff, and there where he wanted it to go, like agriculture wise. And then there was a leader on the wall. I forget who it was specifically, but then there was a picture of him on the horse on the other wall. And it was just a really cool experience overall.
Also, fun fact about this house that I didn't know until I touched the wall is it's not wallpaper. All of the walls are hand painted. So all of the patterns that you see, someone sat there with.
I would cry. Yeah, I would cry.
Oh, yes, I'm going to talk about the war battles. Okay, so that is George Washington and Marquis de Lafayette's real guns that they used in the Revolutionary War. We saw that in the Army Museum in the special 250-year anniversary exhibit. They had a whole new exhibit for the Revolutionary War. There were mannequins who had like sweat and blood, and it was like so
It's very
realistic. And it was very cool to see that because I love George Washington and Marquis de Lafayette.
They called it. Yeah, oh my gosh. I have a picture of the view from the edition, I think, that they were doing. Was it an edition? Or I think it might have been just like repairs.
they were doing repairs, yeah.
Yeah, they were doing some repairs, and on the like very back side of the house is almost like a porch like platform where he would like to sit there and just like relax, take in life. And it was the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. It was so gorgeous. There was mountains, there was trees, was it a lake or river? It's a river.
At the tomb.
I'm not good at that stuff. But it was very beautiful, and I would highly recommend going.
I think it's one of those beds. It might
That
not
one
be.
was his bedroom.
Okay, which one? The white one. Okay, that's his bed. He died in there, which
And I immediately asked if they changed the sheets right after because
I didn't ask that. I was just bed. I also found it very weird that they used to have covers on beds. I like
It's
looking at the
nice.
ceiling.
oh, blowing your thoughts.
Yes.
Abraham Memorial.
So yeah, that was like it was the night we got to DC. Everyone was super excited. Everyone took like thousands of photos. We were there. There were photo shoots happening at the reflecting pool, at the
My
memorial
source is not okay. It is thoroughly traumatized after this trip.
DC. I make folders for each trip I go on. I think I had about 600 photos I took in 5 days. So everyone was really excited to be here and there were a ton of photos taken.
And keep in mind, this was after a 12-hour bus ride. I genuinely don't know how we survived.
Also, there's a peregrine falcon nest in this monument, and me and Mr. Monaco were in there looking.
They were freaking out.
We took a photo at the monument and then we were just looking for the birds. That's the whole reason we went to look at birds.
Oh, that's your Kobe.
Yep. As we've said, many photos were taken at this monument.
Which monument is Jacoby?
That is the Washington Monument. So the reflecting pool is actually under construction. They're like, I don't know.
So we could go right.
They're doing something, but you could see it and all I saw was tarps.
Yep.
But yeah,
You can talk about the Air and Space Museum and the Bald Eagle because I know
Okay.
kids love those.
so there was a bald eagle at the zoo. And as soon as I saw that on the map, I was running for it. I was like dragging along my partner and it's so big. I've never seen one in real life, but
And he was fangirling.
yes.
I'm gonna be so
And
honest.
those, that cage, there's no top. So I was like, why don't birds fly away? So, their bald eagles are only bald eagles that have been injured and can't fly. So they are strictly there for rehabilitation or if they can't be released for care. So that was good to see. And then the Air and Space Museum, that was a fun time. I did tours. I would ask people in my grade, I'd be like, join my tour. And I had a tour group of like 15 people at one time. And I was walking down and talking all about the airplanes.
I want to say something about the Air and Space Museum. There was like a cockpit sticking out of the ceiling, and it was so cool. They had a toilet, and then my friend tried to go in the bathroom, and I was like, "You probably shouldn't go in there. There's a reason why there's a lock on it." And she was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't see that." And then we went into the control center, and I took a bunch of pictures. There was like crazy controls and knobs and stuff, and I think I would get lost just taking off. It was crazy. It was so fun. Wait, is that?
So that is me, Alexis, Ms. Cosgrove, and Layla in front of the Capitol building on the way back to the buses. We were just like, photo time. No, that is the spine.
Is that the
No,
That's a spy museum.
Yeah. So we went to the International Spy Museum, which was super fun. It's very interactive. We got these cards and we would go to stations and put in our code word and we got secret identities. And we did a whole, like we would do a mission while also like learning about how spies all over the world do things. And there were like tunnels, like you could crawl through the vents, which was super fun. I felt like I was in Among Us.
Yeah, I kept having to push him because his butt was in my
Yeah.
face.
I was just taking it all.
And then one thing I thought was really cool was they had an interactive station where we got to make certain gadgets within certain things. So like I had a portable charger with a recorder in it. And I think there was also a lockpick in it. And it was a really like I don't know the word. It was a really fun experience overall, and I think it was very educational and just very like extraordinary.
So that's again us at the Lincoln Memorial with the National Guard. Some kids wanted to get a bunch of photos with the National Guard. And on the right is us at the Holocaust Museum with Miss Oakleaf and kids. That's the Spy Museum. So that was a cool machine. where I ran out of time, but I was gonna do it. You basically hold on to the bar and it will start moving up until you can't touch the ground anymore. And it's just, how long can you hold yourself? It wasn't anything special. You just kind of hung on and see how long can I make it. I didn't get to do it, but some person while I was there, I think made it to like 2 minutes. I was like, would it be me? More of that. That, I don't know. That was at the Army Museum. That was actually a very fun museum that we went to. Yeah, that is just a bunch of kids who were hanging out and got a photo. And then this next slide I made because they are the best. Those are our class advisors, Miss Cosgrove and Miss Delmonico. If you couldn't get it from the text, they are the best. And that's them at the Lincoln Memorial. We don't have a slide for this, but I think she needs to be shouted out. Our tour guide, Ruth.
Oh my gosh, I love Ruth.
Ruth is everyone's favorite. She was born in a Japanese intern camp, which is like how the US put Japanese in camps during World War II because we didn't trust them. The Japanese did that to the Dutch. So she was a Dutch person living in Japan who was born in one of those camps. She was a nanny for Prince Charles's secretary. So she would go to Buckingham Palace once a week. She met the Queen, and her husband was a CIA agent, and she'll be buried at Arlington National Park. And we were like, she is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how she kept up with, that's the right word.
Yeah.
With everything.
But we love Ruth.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yes. So,
We didn't take any pictures of this, or not many pictures of this in this honor of all people, but the Holocaust Museum was my absolute favorite museum of all time. There were multiple exhibits that were just insane. I think my favorite exhibit was either the kids' drawings or the shoes. There was an exhibit with a bunch of drawings that the kids made while they were in war or out in hiding and stuff. And I think it just really reminded everyone, and it was like, holy cow, it wasn't just adults that were fighting for their lives, there were little children, trying to pray that they don't have to see their parents get taken away from them, and it was just crazy. And there is this huge exhibit with a bunch of blue shoes from all of people who sadly died during the Holocaust due to concentration camps or getting sadly shot on the spot just in public for no reason, just because we're Jewish. And I just feel like it was a very big reminder of how people today just have so much more empathy and are way more human than because we've learned so much from our past mistakes of the nation. I just feel like it's a very big reminder of how we need to just be human,
So, any questions?
Any questions? Joe?
So your favorite part was the go to Washington's house?
I really like that. I don't know how to put a pin on what was because there's just so many, but that was one of the things I was like, oh my God, I will walk anywhere George Washington walked. I really like history, so that was just that whole trip was super fun for me.
I think we went to 13.
Yes, we went to the lot.
And then we went to 3 monuments and 4 memorials. I love it.
A lot.
So what was your favorite experience that you might not have taken a picture of?
It's hard. Either, what did Ford's Theater, that was a super fun experience. Yeah, the dinner we went to right before that. We saw 1776 the musical, at Ford's Theater. I really liked it. A lot of the other people didn't, were not super interested as I was.
A lot of the people in the room are not very interested in musical plays, but me and Branson, I think we're just singing our heart out and just living the dream over there. We're both very obsessed with Hamilton. So I think it was a very cool experience to see one of like a very good production of a musical just right in front of our eyes.
Maybe.
Any questions?
Looks like you guys had a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Tony. I assume they're gonna leave, so if I may, before they go, because I was gonna talk about this in the other. I had a chance on Friday night to go see the middle school show, The Revealers. That was directed and run by Branson. And I just want to give him a shout out because he did a phenomenal job. The show was fantastic. The author showed up Friday night and was able to hang out with the kids a little bit, take a bunch of pictures. So it was very cool, but I didn't know you were gonna be here, so I was gonna do it later, but I figured I'd do it now while you were here. So very nice job.
All right.
Cool.
Congratulations. All right. Non-public. We got for non-public.
We're gonna go with non-public section and the RSA 91-A:3. Roman numeral 2B. Second.
Second by John. Discussion. Steve?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Myself, yes.
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 Joe, yes. All
I
right.
say we jumped a couple things. So we'll have to come back.
We did what we job.
Principals list and LRAS block.
That's last week.
You're on the wrong agenda.
That loud? Oh, that's the one I got for tonight, the 15th. Oh, no, it's I will look it for the right email, apparently.
15th wouldn't even be the day, would it?
Boy, Tony, can you follow the agenda?
I'm like, what are we doing?
I'm in the right place.
Yeah, we're going back on it again.
Second.
Goes light, all right, either way. All right, second discussion. Steve,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
myself, yes.
Yes.
Yes, Joe.
Yes.
Yes. You know. How many do eight? Oh, wet. All right, what do we got here? Public input. Anyone for public input? State your name, please.
Find some inputs. So I am asking for permission. I want to, a disclaimer before I begin. I'm not asking for anything. I just need a go, like a yes. I'm trying to get approval so I can start fundraising for next year's show. I need to, get approval for the show. It will be Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. I just need the go ahead. I can take any questions. I didn't really prepare a presentation, but if you have any questions, that is fine by me. I have most.
Branson, why don't you do me a favor?
Yep.
Put this in writing,
All right,
come up with some sort of monetary value that you think you need to raise.
yep,
All right. And then first thing you're going to do is you would ask them if they will fund it.
I don't need funding. No.
This is how the game is played. First thing you're going to do is ask them if they can fund it. Make sure you have an adult advisor.
Yep.
Okay, so you need an adult. That's the first step. Then after that, I'm sure they will have a little bit of money for you, and then you might have to fundraise the rest, okay? All right, so get something in writing to me, and we'll get you on the agenda, and you can come back, okay? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good luck.
Good choice, by the way.
Anyone else for public comment? Right. Is that it? Your representative, there's no student representative. No.
I'll make sure she reaches out to one of us next time. That might.
She could have emailed me, I didn't check my email.
Okay.
What's the responsibility for that one? Monthly financial update.
Okay. Okay,
Nope, I like, you need this? Nope.
no, for the financial update, unless you want me to
Nope.
manifest signing, okay. Okay, so we are now through April, 2 months left of the fiscal year. Getting exciting. So the revenues I have is in your packet. I did do some calculations. If you take a look at, well, let's just start. The current appropriations, the state adequacy, and the state education tax we're expected to receive fully. The Medicaid, I'm expecting a shortfall of about $40,000. Special ed aid, we know that, building aid, we've received fully. Special education aid, we've received an extra $321,000. After school and before school program, I believe we will break even, if not more, on those two figures. Tuitions, we are at $15,000. We will be receiving more for preschool as well as another $5,100 for another school that's sending a student here. Impact fees, a shortfall of $21,000. Indirect costs, I'm expecting that we'll be receiving maybe about $5,000 left unless things pick up at the end of the year. Vocational aid, charter school aid, those we've received more. You can see the solar recs now that we have an additional $10,000. And then the other revenues is $424,000 over than what we budgeted. And that is due to a state grant that we received that I had thought would have been going through EEI because we still owed EEI money. So those kind of like wash each other out. So with all that being said, I'm expecting an overage of revenues of $716,000, and that's less the revenue that I'm expecting a loss on. $716,000.
716. Thank you.
Welcome. Any questions on the revenue? Okay. Then on Let me get there. Summary of general fund expenditures, object code. Again, we're still seeing a shortfall in salaries and benefits. Again, you can see the savings from professional services from students for 539,000. While I was preparing the financials, if somebody indicates to me that we can reduce a PO or increase a PO, that is not going to be reflective in the April reports because it's not happening until May. So if you look down at about halfway down the student transportation, I asked special ed to take a look at their POs to see if there were any that we could decrease, and at the same time, let me know if there was anything we had to increase. They indicated that we could decrease the transportation, the special education by $100,000 because of movements that we had. Typically, when I'm coming through and I'm giving you guys an estimate, I'm going off of what POs we have encumbered. And sometimes it gets a little tricky because I don't have the updated special ed numbers. And sometimes I won't know if sometimes when I get to the end of the year, it could be a couple $100,000 that I'm closing out with POs that we could have had throughout the year. So I asked them, because we've been on a budget freeze all year and because we're facing a shortfall this year, if they could look at it sooner. So they looked at that and were able to tell me we could reduce $100,000. And then everything else, we've kind of left status quo with a couple of POs that I found out about afterwards that needed to be done. So right now we're at a deficit of $338,000 short on the expenditure side. More than last month because of the $400,000 EEI payment I had to make during April to finalize the project here, which then in turn comes the revenue that we received.
Go ahead, Tom. So between the increase in revenues that we've unanticipatedly got and deduction, we're pretty much gonna be around $100,000 because of food service.
So I took the revenue of the extra revenue of 716 and I subtracted out this, the 338, and it leaves us with about $377,000.
Does that include food service though? 'Cause we're-
Yes,
Okay.
that includes that deficit of 141 on food service.
Yeah. Normally I would ask later, but I'll ask now because it's being discussed. In, under the expenditure, the object codes,
Mhm.
under high school maintenance replace furniture, there's a $326,000. What's that?
That is the final EEI payment.
And we put it under replace furniture? On page 16.
I see it now. You're right. Yeah, that should.
It raised a flag for me.
Yep.
Try that. What was Harry doing? What in the world did we buy?
You should see the.
Really?
Library furniture in there.
My eyes might have been cross-eyed when I was trying to make that payment.
I said, I gotta ask.
I went, when I was preparing these financials, I went into panic mode, and sometimes when I do that, most of the time I feel like a lot of my job is talking Terry off of the ledge.
That's not true. Not true at all.
But with this whole project, I get too much inside of my head and I have to go to Terry and I'm like, Terry, I'm losing my mind. So yes, I will look at that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then the other part is, because we're in the hole, we have to figure out how we're gonna make up the hole. We don't have to do it, obviously, we're not doing it now. But if we could, sometime in, it has to be in June, obviously, be given different options as to how we can handle it. Because, for example, we could in theory handle it with the excess revenue. We talked about using CRF money for the lease payment. And we can also use in theory the 2.5% that the contingency, I don't know, remember what it's called. So if we could, the board did take a vote for the architectural studies to come out of the CRF.
Yeah.
At the time, yes.
Yeah, I'm just,
With the disclaimer of we would revisit.
yeah, but I'm just,
once it comes time.
so there's, yeah,
And we just gotta figure it out.
we can,
There's still excess above that we have to resolve. Even if we use the CRF, we still,
so we'll just put it on the agenda probably June 10th.
I just don't know when it has to be done in the sense for Marjorie to react.
Okay.
That's what I,
So since we've already taken the vote and we did it, I'm assuming, I'm pretty sure we did it in a meeting. So hold on. I'm very much couching this for a purpose that since that's all we're already done, is there anything that we actually need to do for Marjorie? Since we've already voted on it and that's something that we said we would do, unless we're going to vote it to not happen,
so.
shouldn't she just be able to
but
do
let's
what
clarify.
we've said?
One is that won't cover the overage that we have. So we're in the negative and we're more than the 280 something thousand. I misspoke earlier. The other part is we did that and when we made that motion, we also said we would revisit it at the end of the year because if we didn't need to take it from CRF, we wouldn't. And we
Right,
would
so
do
Mike-
something. So that's why
Yeah,
there are
but
multiple things that need to be addressed.
I understood, but the question isn't whether there's multiple parts. The question is, one of those parts is take part of the money that we're going to be short from the CRF. So that shouldn't be a question anymore because we've already decided to do it. So
Yeah, it's not what was decided.
we absolutely took a vote that said we will take the money from the CRF. We also said we would come back and talk about it again.
Yep.
But that would make another vote to say no. So unless and until we have a vote that says we're not going to take money from the CRF, we've already voted to do it. This body has already approved the administration to take money from the assembled group of folks. Maybe you weren't here for that. So the board at the time and the vote stands
Absolutely.
that the money should come from the CRF for at least that portion of what we are talking about. I realize it's not the whole portion.
Right.
So my question still stands is, why do we have to revisit if we've already voted? Unless tonight somebody wants to say, let's amend the agenda, let's vote again and vote against it. I don't know why we wouldn't just
Because-
allow it to continue the way we voted on it.
Because when we talked about it previously, as the previous board stipulated, not part of the motion, but when we had the discussion, it was all the understanding that we would revisit it at the end of the year. Because like I said, if we had another way to do it, we would address it at the time. Now that we're at the end of the year, I would like to have that discussion so that we can address it if we decide we want to address it in a different way.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. Like Terry said, June 10th. We can revisit it if necessary and we find it that we need to take it from somewhere else. Someone will make a motion and we'll do that. And if they don't, it will come from where we made the motion to take it from. That's how it'll work. Or we could sit here and bicker about it.
I just wanted the chance to be able to
yeah.
discuss it.
No, I mean, that's fair enough. And if there is another place we could take it from, I don't see why we wouldn't at least, consider it.
Just from everything I just heard, it doesn't sound like there is another place. That's why I was like, why would we bother discussing something that doesn't exist?
might be good with revenue.
Yeah.
Revenue. It'd be close.
377 is what I heard was the leftover amount from the revenue.
You pay everything off and those bills are in.
How much is left over? I heard 716.
Right.
But then we're short 338 in another area from
Yeah, that's the.
the leftover from the extra revenue after the amount that we're already short from current budget is 377.
So revenue 700, deficit, I'm ballparking, so please. It's easy math that way. 700, 300.
If we wanted to do.
Yes, so you're gonna have,
Thank you.
yes. So we just got to vote on to finalize it.
We could have all that information on the 10th.
We'll do our best.
Perfect.
Love it. Anything else?
All right, Jeremy, they're nice and happy for you now.
Right, athletic director report to
Did
the
you-
board.
I go over
Hold
food.
on.
I did it.
Hold on.
I did it. Jeremy, you can come down and get set up.
Yeah,
He just wants us to move on.
Yeah,
food service conversation.
I was waiting, John. I'm sitting here and I'm like, wait, I was waiting for a minute to
Sorry.
say something. So right now through April, again, I told you guys at the last meeting, now I basically try to calculate on a per diem basis about what we're taking in for revenue. right now, it's looking like we're going to have a deficit of $141,000, which is $40,000 more than what we budgeted for. Something to think about when we get back into the next budget cycle. Should we start budgeting more than 100 or?
And when Joe asked you before, the 377, that includes the 140?
Correct.
What do we do it historically? It's around what? Do we have to do this around 90? Isn't it's at 80, 90? It's the highest it's been in
It's always been around over 100.
140 though. I'm saying it's usually that high.
Outside of COVID. This is probably one of the higher ones that we've had outside of COVID, because I thought.
We weren't even
COVID had-
charging for kids for lunch at COVID, were we?
Like 2
It's
years
free.
we didn't charge.
Right, so that's why it was a negative was so large, because we weren't taking revenue in, but anyway.
But as the years go on, as you receive less revenue and the salary and the benefits keep increasing, it's just inflation.
We'll get some cheeseburgers every day.
Telling. Good ones too.
And I believe that will be
Veggie
coming-
burgers. We have some vegetarians.
and that will be coming, I believe, up in June as well, the PLE tool for increasing prices for next year. So you guys, I'm be addressing that in June as well.
We make it harder for kids to buy lunch.
I believe the latest I heard was that based on the PLE tool, we did not have to increase prices. And
I mean, I'm sure.
I think we make a recommendation and then you guys decide to do.
We've been increasing lunch costs every year and it doesn't seem like it's helping us catch up,
I think it's maybe.
making it worse.
Yeah.
Because there's less kids buying, so the revenue, or do we know?
Detrimental.
Huh?
It's been detrimental.
Yeah. So we've been increasing the costs for the kids, but less kids are buying or they're buying less often. So the overall revenues are down. Is that fair to say? That's what it sounds like.
If you got 2 or 3 kids and you're sending them to school to buy lunch, I mean, 5 days
Yeah.
a week, what is it, $5 almost now for?
That's
What's
It's like
what's the meal
yeah,
price?
it's like $200 a month,
Right.
what I'm spending.
Well, I don't know if you've seen the legislature too. This is becoming a conundrum at the legislature. Yeah, they're talking about, reporting out, because I think it's just not here. There's other school districts that have astronomical debt right now. I think, I can't off the, Manchester's is record high right now too.
Nobody pays for lunch.
Yeah, record high.
And I don't
So
know
now
if
that they're, everyone's having to cover that deficit, it's gaining the attention of
They're the
our
ones-
representatives and senators.
They're the ones who said.
All right, we can go down a rabbit hole, Joe. I'm just telling you, gain their attention.
Our representatives and senators sat here for the last 3 years and we've complained about the same exact thing. And now at least now they're listening.
And I don't know how you would actually go about and try to analyze if it's the cost. The cost of the increase, you know what I mean?
No, it would be purely circumstantial data.
Right,
You could watch the trend lines as the prices go up, the revenues come down, but you can't.
How many
you
meals
can't
are you selling on a daily basis?
And you can't infer that that's the cause. It just happened at the same time.
Well, then I guess. you could-
Correlation versus causation.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's the most likely cause, then you go with that. We'll use deductive reasoning. Joe.
I know like SNAP benefits and stuff like that have changed. I'm guessing that changed. Well, that could maybe go on to maybe reduce
I
lunch.
think it's actually easier.
We
It's-
talk about this every single time.
So it's called like a direct cert list. So anybody that qualifies for that, I believe we are notified immediately.
Well, that's what I mean, but it's out of the quality. I know people are.
But you're right.
got
Yeah, they
kicked off
increase.
of it now.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes,
Yeah.
that part.
Harder in what sense?
But well, they changed, I mean, now you can make, less money and before it was easy to get on, you made a certain amount of money. Now if you make,
I thought they increased those the last time.
It's easy to get on the free and reduce, but the SNAP benefits got harder. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. so if you're on one, you used to automatically get on it. Now you're.
Oh,
It's harder to get on the SNAP, automatically qualify.
if you can't get on SNAP, you can still get free lunch.
If you fill out the paperwork and
Right,
qualify.
if they get any kind of assistance from the town or the state, then they're automatically enrolled, right?
I don't know about the town, but I think the state, and again, I'm not 100%
Yeah,
sure.
I thought they said if you went for like oil assistance or some kind of thing,
I thought we talked about
From
that.
the town, then they
We talked about that,
automatically
yeah.
enroll you in free or reduced lunch from the,
I can
I
ask.
thought that was something that was.
It is, that's what I'm saying. There's like a direct cert
Right.
list. So we're notified immediately about that information and then those kids qualify for.
You don't have
free
to
or
fill out the paper.
Right.
So,
Want to ask Elise?
I just gave them the answer.
the bottom line is kids are not buying or paying for lunch when they do take it.
The good news on the 141, it went down from the previous month because it was over 150 the month before. So that's good news.
Thank you, John.
I wanted to, bring a ray of sunshine.
Silver linings.
I'm doing everything that you guys have asked me to do, but
I mean, even going to court and dealing with it, nobody even cares. So like, yeah.
I have yet to have to go once from everything I filed from last year.
Yeah.
It hasn't even come up yet.
No, it's just, it's
And
an,
what, I haven't been once, have I? No, I don't think I've went once all year.
Which means we're not getting any money.
Yeah, which means I'm paying money.
We're paying
I'm
money.
paying,
Oh, yeah. How much are we paying you to go sit there and?
Because
deal with
now
it?
it's too late.
kind of, yes.
You have to wipe it clean June
Yeah.
30th, right?
So yeah, it's problematic.
You think it's because they're sick of the claims coming in?
Huh?
They're sick of seeing it come through?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anything else with that? All right, time for our athletic productive report to the board. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All of the room. Athletic director. I put a couple things up here for the report, sharing with you today. So I'm just gonna go down. So for homecoming for next year, I've already scheduled a cross-country meet here on campus. Right now Sanborn, Hillsborough, and Hopkinton are scheduled to come here. As well as we'll have, the 25th of September will be any soccer and football. And on the 26th will be volleyball and girls soccer on that Saturday after the parade. For this year, some overview, our teams did fairly well this fall. Girls soccer did really well, made it to the championship game, finishing the season at 17-1. The boys football team. There you go. Made it to the semifinals. And boys soccer was definitely a rebuilding year. We hope to have a better season this year with the amount of eighth graders coming in. With using Final Forms, we're able to see what we have coming in for each sport, which is very helpful, as well as me being at the middle school now, being able to see what I have for athletes coming in. And then in April, another highlight was the student athletic scholarship seminar that we went to. And it was, you had to have a B+ average. You needed to be participating in at least 3 sports, which they changed that. It used to be 2. So they made the guidelines a little bit more strict this year. And Lucille Donahue, Madeline Donahue, Claire Mitchell-Lack, Dominic Lambert, Nathan Holt, Sophie Wynn, Gianna Gott, Deaconish Levesque, and Theodore Pikowski all attended with me. After the event, we went out to lunch. It was a really nice day. Kids were great. Some really important thing to me is our sportsmanship here. Since I've been here, it hasn't been the best, and I feel like we're starting to progress and get better. From the fall season, we were at the bottom of the barrel with Prospect Mountain. For this winter, we went from the bottom up to 16th, and this is voted on by all schools that we participate against. So it's the coaches giving back to their ADs and letting them know what's going on. So like that was definitely a great thing for us and a step in the right direction, I feel. And I feel like even for the spring, our baseball team has been struggling for the past probably 6 games, but they've not given up and their sportsmanship has been outstanding. It happened again today. They didn't win, but their sportsmanship was right where it needed to be. So it was really great to see.
I'll say I went to a game a couple of weeks ago and it was a decent game. I think they ended up losing it in the last inning, but the other team was like just running their mouths the whole time. But I didn't hear anything from our side, and it was kind of just like Somebody tell these kids to shut up. It was, it was like, come on now, like, are we here to play a game or what? But the fact the other coach allowed it was surprising to me. But I didn't hear any of that out of the other side. So, to your point,
Couple updates. We have a new coaching staff for football. We're just one assistant short. Talked to the coach today and he's hoping that we can get one more coach. If not, he's gonna go with the 3 coaches that he has, plus one volunteer that he has. I'm in the process right now for hiring a girls varsity coach. I'm on my 6th interview. I do have a committee that's with me working on that. And we're having our final interview tomorrow. So we hope to have a decision by Friday to fill that position. And we're also still looking for the boys GB coaching position as well. With those 3, once we fill those 2 there, we'll be fully staffed at the high school for all of next year. Some challenges that I'm still facing is transportation. Still using 3 companies, significantly over on the budget. I can say that with what I'm using, having to use for student more this year than I did last year has put us over. I have been in talks with a company, hopefully to be able to fill middle school next year as well as high school. If that does happen, that will be huge for us because we haven't had middle school buses since I've been here and I don't know when they were last here. And it'd be really nice to have that filled so parents weren't planning. I know I see Steve, I see you added that, so.
Yeah, and no, that'd be great. It'd be good for the kids to be able to ride together.
Another challenge for us, I feel, is the bridging the gap from middle school to high school. Our numbers aren't where they need to be to participate in athletics. We're not able to have JV programs in all of our sports. And I think that is what hurts us at the varsity level. We have an 8th grader coming in as a freshman, playing at a varsity level baseball game. It's not comparable. So not having that JV program, I feel is hurting us in a way. And we, as a Division III school, can only petition down to a Division IV level at certain sports. So it's hard for us to have that extra oomph to get the kids where they need to be, I feel. So we're trying to figure that out, as well as having competitive kids in the 8th grade so that they can compete at the high level as well. Some achievements that happened this year, Brody Phillips, senior, he completed his 100th win. At Hollis Brookline High School. It was a Saturday meet. I actually attended this meet. It was awesome. His parents got him a banner. They took a picture. It was really a really cool event. So proud, and we actually have a banner in the gym now for Hayden Robinson and for Brody Phillips for the 100 win. It's very comparable to the 1,000-point scoring for basketball.
I can't imagine you're gonna lose too many during a high school career to get 100 wins.
No. Thank you.
It's a lot.
How many?
There's not 25 meets.
Yeah.
Don't tell them what you lose your first time. You're sitting on the bleachers the rest of the time, so.
Not Brody. Brody doesn't.
No, Bodie doesn't do that.
Some upcoming events are, we have our spring banquet that's going to be planned on June 8th. That's the end of the year banquet for the spring sports. So we're doing that. And then I also have here for you some of our enrollment numbers for sports. I broke it down. High school. With our enrollment of 346 is the number that I have on. We only have 146 kids that participate in athletics the whole year. And those are, out of that 146, 33 of those kids are 3-sport athletes.
46,
30, out of the 146, 33 of them
33. Thank you.
are 3-sport athletes.
Thank you.
The middle school numbers,
I did not break it down.
it would be cool to see like the transition, like how many are we losing from 8th grade to 9th grade? You know what I mean?
I can get that.
Or from year to year,
Write a memo.
What sports do they play in the middle school? Soccer, I know.
all the same
Pretty
sports.
much everything. Actually,
Except for-
have club wrestling now.
Oh, they do have
They-
wrestling.
Everything but football.
Baseball team and
Do baseball,
Everything but football.
They have 2 basketball teams. They have an A team and a B
For
team
boys and
for boys and girls. Yeah.
okay.
So It doesn't seem like we should be short
I know
high
the,
school, basketball players.
the middle school track team right now is like 40.
Like there's 40
How
kids, right?
how many kids
Huge.
are academically ineligible though? Because we
Right.
have a lot of ninth graders that are not making the cut academically. I think that's
Right.
the situation more
And
than,
is there a reason why we don't give the kids like that chance to make up the stuff after the grades after?
So if they go to summer school and they pass summer school and the last day of summer school, they're academically eligible in the fall.
Right, but I mean, after the end of first quarter.
Yes. So if let's just in the fall, you
Right.
might have to try out for basketball. You might be ineligible. Let's just say you're ineligible for football because you failed.
Yeah.
We're gonna let you try out for basketball, but you have to get your grades up second quarter to be academically eligible. So you can try out, you can't practice.
So there is that makeup
Yep.
period where
So
they can.
once you make it, you can be on the team.
And if they so I also think like it might be cool to keep track throughout. You know what I mean? Like a kid could be failing or just squeak by at the end of first quarter and then just stop doing work, right? And then all of a sudden they're not passing all their classes, but because they were passing at the end of first quarter, they're good,
Yep,
right?
yes.
I mean,
Go ahead.
That, so if they just squeak by, their progress report time,
right. So at progress report time, there's like 2 weeks where they have to go to the after school thing. But if they don't bring their grade up, I don't think there's,
As long as they're still passing, they can
Yeah.
participate. Once they,
I just think it would be interesting to have more checkpoints.
Yep.
And have more, like the kids be able, I don't know if the kids know that they can make up their grades because we have rolling grade book. I don't know if they know that at the end of first quarter, that if they get their grade up before basketball.
well, I had a discussion with the kids at site council when I came here and sat in that time. And that was one of the things that I came to you with, where they were concerned about being enrolled in the whole 2-week recovery program when they take care of it early. So I mean, I'm pretty sure they are aware of,
once they're passing, they no longer have to go,
right?
correct?
that's correct.
So yeah,
If they
they-
get it up, they're out. So you just gotta get it up. And they're more than enough, you gotta really try to fail nowadays.
Oh, no, for sure,
Yeah,
But
They're, yeah,
right, most of the kids that are failing are because they're not doing it.
yeah.
But if they have that more periodic checkpoint,
Yep.
then it also takes a little bit off the teachers for, that last ditch.
I know there are certain
onslaught
coaches
of-
who check in all the time. I know the wrestling coach was checking all the time. I mean.
And I know
I
that's
love
what they did at the
He-
middle
he-
school.
He's my
softball
best
coach.
best friend with basketball, and he would be talking, and I just appreciate, but he'd be checking in, and if you didn't have, you're out. I don't know about, I know football's gonna be doing more of that, so there are, not all, because they're coaches, Yeah, so there, some are, some aren't, just being honest.
Do we have the same in place for behavior? Not just
Oh,
academic?
if you're suspended, you're,
Yeah.
Well, but even beyond suspended, it might be bad enough to go for the day, but
yeah, I mean, if I'm one of these kids that's going to the office every day,
coach knows. They're, well, I don't,
are we stopping those kids from playing to help refine their behaviors? Because I don't want to start a negative cycle, but I don't want to.
I don't-
there a code of
Out of
conduct.
those, I'm gonna be honest with you, out of those 146 kids that are participating in athletics, I don't think too many of them are behavior kids.
Okay.
I'm just being honest. I
Yeah,
don't,
we were-
I mean, I'm in the office, I see them, I'm not seeing too many athletes hanging out in the office. Just being real. And if they get caught vaping, that's a big deal, because then they're out for 10 days or whatever, because there's a much more stricter penalty for those kids, so they know.
At the ninth grade incoming night, there was one of the sessions that we were in and, just hammering in you have to pass, you have to pass, you have to pass. I'm like, this is the wrong crowd. Like every single one of these kids is passing every single class. These are not, this is not your audience.
The
You're
kids that
like,
are showing up
the
for that are
kids,
not, it's just like typical.
Exactly. I'm looking
Yeah.
around, I'm like, not one of these kids has ever gotten a B.
But now there's
These are
even
all-
time, a practice, they have to dedicate some time to schoolwork, don't they? Wasn't that a thing?
Yep, we had started that, and then there was some pushback on that, so we kind of moved away from that. The mandatory study halls and all that. This is my thought process. If we get into it'd be my hope that if a coach has got 5 or 6 kids that are struggling, that's when we need to implement that, and then, the peers need to help out. It's just like with anything,
Right.
excuse my bluntness here, but the brighter kids or the kids who are really, aren't struggling, need to help out those other kids for that peer, sit down and work with them to get that. And so I think that, the larger sport with the most kids, I think football probably is the one that has the most impact with grades and we
Mhm.
struggle the most. So we do have a new coach coming in. I've met him. I think he's very student oriented. So I think that he's going to follow through that, you know what, hey, like.
Yeah, I think we lost some in
like
boys
the- like the-
basketball too.
the Wrestling coach did. We're not practicing today.
Hmm.
We got a study hall.
Right.
We got a study hall.
Behave yourself. and
So
do
those
something.
kids, I'd rather be, wrestling on a mat than doing my math,
Right.
So I'd rather be on a football field running passes and hitting than reading a book.
Books.
You don't have to be so mad about that.
If I was 16-year-old, that would be firing me up.
Handle that energy. and
Why am I not out here running fly routes on my hair? Because I gotta read this book, It's gonna inspire me to do my homework and to pass.
Right. Yeah, I just don't know if the kids know that if they're not passing at the end of the first quarter, but they make it up, they can still try out.
I'm pretty sure we get the message out, because I think, actually, you guys meet with every kid that's failing now, don't you? That's on an athletic, or even signing up, they meet with them. Yeah, Pete and Jeremy meet with them. I've met with some.
Okay.
Like, what's wrong with Curtis, but you gotta get it done.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But as to what you're saying, Christie, that point about trying out, that is something that we're changing in the handbook. That was one of the edits.
Yeah, and I was the one that fought for that,
So,
right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Good.
So being ineligible won't prevent you from trying out.
Correct.
Then you can just take your place on the team when you are
If you make the team.
eligible, right?
Yep. If you make the team, and you gotta maintain that eligibility. Yeah, it's not like, oh, I'm up to a B now. Yeah. No, I'm back to my habits. No, you gotta maintain it.
I'm done.
Yeah, no,
Okay. All
yeah,
right. That's good.
Yep.
So that might help some of the,
we've added that to the handbook. It's very black and white.
good, like that.
And also, Steve, to your point, when you were asking about disciplining and stuff, I've worked with Miss McCann on a couple of kids that were athletes that were troublesome in school. And we do use the code of conduct with them
Good.
and give them the punishment if it fits for what they've been doing. So we do hold them to that standard in the handbook.
Aren't the athletes held to a higher standard in the?
correct.
Typically, I figured while we were talking about it, I would ask.
Any extracurricular activity, the students held to a higher standard.
And I can say too, if we get reports from other schools, parents, all that, Jeremy's very quick to, to get the kids down in his office, talk to them, find out what's going on. And, if there's discipline that's needed, he does that pretty quick. So, I mean, it's, what I want to say. It's one of those things again. I'm not getting any more phone calls.
So they won't be getting out of the bus.
I'm not getting phone calls.
Roy Jones
Yeah.
Junior fight coming
I'm
up
not
to the
getting
ring.
phone calls from and I'm not getting phone calls from parents.
We were rolling into Hampton
no.
Beach last night.
What's
We weren't all rolling into Hampton
Well, I
Beach.
don't want to know that. I don't want to know that.
Well, I'm just, it's like with anything, I'm like, okay, get one tomorrow, but they're taking care of what needs to be taken care of.
Because they represent us.
Oh, yeah, and
They need to understand that.
my man, when
They don't
someone,
make me look bad.
And I like hearing that
yeah,
our standing went up. I'm glad you explained this, because to me, 23 to 16 was like, why are we getting lower? I didn't realize the higher the number, the better. So,
Now, is that like a survey you take after every game about like,
Every season.
Okay.
So winter, after the season, the NHIA puts it out. We all vote on it. And then for each season, it goes, it changes, obviously.
it's good to know. I'm glad to hear it's getting better.
yes.
So uniforms, we're looking to get boys soccer uniforms this year. They haven't had them for quite some time. I know we were on schedule for football. I was holding off. I think our football numbers are gonna be on the lower side this year. So I didn't want to spend the money on that this year. I was hoping to do it for the following year when we are more suited to have a bigger team. Because it is gonna be quite expensive. And then my other thing is, so out of all the sporting events, including playoffs this year, we were only able not to cover 5 with using the 3 companies. So that, to me, that was a success for myself to be able to try to get that and cover those things. Because the last thing I want is to have athletes traveling to events.
Mhm.
Bad things can happen, and I don't want that on me. It's hard to, even having parents drive, I don't like it, so. Anyone have any questions?
John?
Yeah, the spring banquet, why do we have it? And this has been done for a number of years. After the kids graduate.
I
Because
tried
we're asking non-students to come back.
So
Drives me nuts.
for the spring banquet, I try to do it towards the end of the season. If teams make playoffs, they're actually still competing
Mhm.
out on the sixth. It's the second round of playoffs.
Yep.
And they would still compete that week. So I'm trying to plan around when people are still in school at the same time. If I did it too early, we still have too much sports season going on. And it's gonna take away from practice time as well.
Do any of the athletes that have to return after graduation have an issue with it? Do they say, no, I'm never coming back, I'm done?
They just don't show up.
Yeah.
Last year I had, for everyone that came to the event, it was my biggest banquet that I've had, and it was when we do honoring of the seniors, which is four seasons of three sport. So they're gonna come back for that athlete of the year and three sport athletes. So they do come back. Not everyone comes back, but at the same time, on the other banquet nights for fall and spring, not everyone always comes to those either.
Right, but I think the point being, we're asking a group of students, previous students to come back. And that's not, in my opinion, not the way we should be running things, but that's me, and I've always objected to it, but.
When's graduation day?
Yes.
So previous by 3 days, students, I'm not too concerned about that. Is it after school time is the thing at? Yes, it's not like
Because
that.
the kids still have school, the underclassmen during this period.
Non-students are here right now. Woo.
I think SST has stuff that week for their kids too.
Actually, well, are they in? Well, it doesn't matter. Go ahead.
Any questions?
Good job.
No,
Thanks,
thank you,
Jeremy.
sir.
Thank you very much.
See you next month. Hey, bud.
All right, nominations.
I have one nomination. Going to do this twofold. I'm going to nominate, I'd like to nominate Stacy Broadley, teacher LARS for the remainder of this school year.
And to do it for the.
I was just going to do, when you did down, I was going to do one. And I'm going to nominate Stacy Broadley for teacher for next year. So the remainder of the 25-26 school year and for the 26-27 school year.
Right,
Yeah, because we already did.
I'll make a motion to accept the nomination of Stacy Brosley for the 25-26 school year effective May 21st, 2026, excuse me. And also to nominate Stacy for the 26-27 school year.
Second by Joe. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Right, grant program assurances.
I am providing the grant program assurance document to the New Hampshire Department of Ed, assuring them of meeting certain requirements for grant funding. I'm sharing this information with the board for your information, consultation, and review.
Is that the
It
thing?
just says, yep, no, that's one, this is the other one. There's two of them. I'm doing,
Need a motion for me to sign this document?
yes, next one.
Already. General assurance.
This is basically just quoting the whole, every rule and regulation.
Absolutely.
That's fun reading.
Yeah, I just have to let you know.
No, it didn't take me long to see that I just need to skim. I need to read every statute and everything they're telling us we have to adhere to that we already know we have to adhere to.
That's what they call the TLDR.
Yes.
Too long, didn't read.
Okay, then. This is the
General.
general assurances.
Each year, the New Hampshire Department of Education requires assurances from school districts that receive federal funding that certain procedures and requirements are being met. Superintendent and school board chair signatures are required. These assurances are required if the school district will be participating in any federal program provided by the New Hampshire Department of Education in the 26-27 school year. See the general assurances here. An original will be hand carried to the meeting for signature, which I have provided.
Can I get a motion to sign the
I'll make a mo-
general assurances?
I'll make a motion that the board chair signs the general assurances for 26-27.
Second.
Second by John, discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
One nail biter there.
Exactly. Everybody was, boy, we had to get white out and going all over the whole thing. Yeah, that was done an hour or two ago.
Policies,
Holy list of policies.
new revised policies, second reading. No, these are all second. We'll just go down the line and approve them.
You ready?
Ready?
I'll make a motion to approve policy EBCB fire drills.
Second.
Second by Steve, discussion. All those in favor? Aye.
I'll make a motion, we approve policy EDC, authorized use of school-owned materials and equipment.
Second.
Second by Steve, discussion. All those in favor?
Aye. Does anybody object if I just make a motion for the entire list of
Yeah, we got the
redactions?
consent agenda. Yeah, that's fine with me.
I was kind of hoping you would.
All. those
Anybody
presented.
object or? Okay. I'll make a motion that we redact the following policies. EBAA-R, slip, trip and fall log. EBCB-R, fire safety and prevention program. Policy ECA-R, buildings and ground security. EDC or policy EDC-R, authorized use of school-owned materials and equipment. Policy EDCA-R, employee use of cellular phones. Policy EEA-R, student transportation services. Policy EEAEA-R, drug and alcohol testing for school bus and commercial vehicle drivers. Policy EEE, motor vehicle seatbelt use. And policy EH-R, administrative procedures for public access to district records, excuse me. Yeah, there we go.
Second.
Second by Steve, discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
One of those could have been the old McDonald one.
EIER.
EAEAO.
All right. Call for resolutions.
Want me to read it? Or you want to read it?
All right.
Didn't we do this once?
We did, but kind of was asked, brought back because I think it was kind of through, so.
Is there a specific one that we are looking at?
We're not looking at it.
You want to add?
We had any.
I don't think we did either.
So I don't know if it's allowed or if it's not allowed. But to have all the statements of beliefs through the New Hampshire School Board Association policies, resolutions, and statements of belief manual expire after 7 years of initial adoption. Their statement of beliefs is getting quite long. A lot of them are 10+ years old. Some of them are so irrelevant, make no sense, will never pass.
So, like the ones that we look at every single year,
Well, if they get, so we'll say
like the
one of
free
our-
lunch one. There's, I mean, it's every year the free lunch one's on there.
well, if it passes at New Hampshire School Board Association meeting, it goes on the statement of beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
For 5 years, it
Oh,
goes on a
okay,
certain
all right.
thing, and then after that 5 years, it goes on there indefinitely forever.
So is that like their strategic plan almost? Something like that there?
Which never gets redone, they say.
So you want it to be?
So they stay on sort of an active reserve list?
A perpetual list that keeps going forever.
Yeah, because that's the beliefs that are approved over time. And they don't remove them unless somebody, I presume, asks.
That's for them to be
To be
removed. Yeah,
removed.
that's kind of crazy so they've never purged the list?
Well, I'm sure they have.
I asked that last year, and yeah, there's no really purging of the list.
Well, by that, I mean, this has been decades and this isn't decades old.
Like
You look
smoking
at the
only allowed at
dates.
lunch period.
The dates, you know.
Maybe have something that 1999.
So you just want to add one that says like they have to
Clean it up.
expire after
Although
7?
it should be part of, in my mind, it should be part of their manual that, you know, after 7 years, you,
Just want your picture on the wall so they throw darts at it, don't they?
I don't care.
Yeah,
We do that at my house.
I don't think that's a wise decision. I think these are the things that the School Board Association believes in through years of effort from individual or each year's, meeting. And also that it would then undermine, because then after 7 years, you now have to vote back in all these things that the New Hampshire School Board Association is, for lack of a better word, for fighting for. You know, you've got things in here for funding, accountability, going up in local control, school district autonomy. There's one from 1997, there's one from 2006, you know, there's many, obviously. And I think these are things that the New Hampshire School Board Association continues to advocate for.
Well, as I was told, some of them, they may be on there. Advocating might be a strong word, because even like the one that they said, you know, we can have remote meetings, regular school board meetings, they're not exactly advocating for that.
Well, to me, the way to resolve it is to eliminate the ones that each year they feel should be eliminated, and not eliminate the whole list for the sake of, because it hasn't been done in a while, let's eliminate the whole list. To me, let's take care of it by the ones that aren't.
Then how about after 7 years must be brought back to Hampshire School Board Association annual
Reconsider.
meeting?
I think that would be a good compromise, because at least after 7 years, if they're reviewing one and they go, well, this is not even a thing anymore.
And it shouldn't be that many each year, I wouldn't think, if you're staggering them.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Well, and if you
First year
clear
would
up
be
the
tough, but
lists,
after that, just like us for the minutes,
Yeah.
you know, this has been going on for over a year, 2 years maybe,
Yeah.
that we've been doing it,
oh yeah,
because the first time's always fun.
last one, ooh, gonna have to be happy. Yeah, I think that way, if you clean the list up to some degree too, then maybe the ones that are left get a little bit more visibility. It's not such a big eye chart of 15 or 25 or 30 resolution. It's like, oh, there's 8 left on this list.
You're underselling it.
Well, we'll reduce the number. Maybe some of them will surface.
No, I
And
mean,
maybe
in the
re-
sense, the list is more extensive than
Yeah.
30.
No, I kind of,
Well, again, to Joe's point, it could be as low as 60 if we're gonna get down there at 20.
but if every year we're reviewing them though, that might be enough for some people to go, oh, hey, yeah, we forgot that was even on the list. Let's look at this again. Because if it's just on the list and no one ever looks, I like the idea of the review. Do we have to do anything with this or just?
Yeah, we just need the wording of whatever the resolution would be. And if, what we've often done is wait the next meeting, because we've got time. Right? Come up with,
Review something after 7 years.
wording, and then we can look at it.
But the gist of it is to review the mission
The beliefs.
and, yeah, I could go with that.
I like that.
My second one was to require all state legislators to meet with town and school authorities during their meetings at least once a year.
I don't know that we can compel another elected official to do anything.
Well,
I'd love it,
They
but-
would actually be voting themselves on it. We would actually be saying, we would like this as legislation. They would actually be voting on themselves, like they would vote a raise for themselves.
And what is it that you want again?
That they should be at a meeting once a year. I mean, we're lucky enough because we actually have our legislators, kudos to them, that come here and meet. There are many school districts.
I'd
that
argue
don't.
lucky. Come here and tell us, no, we don't believe any of the things that you want.
they're
and We're
still
not,
here.
we're not gonna do any of those things because fundamentally we disagree with you.
But at least they tell us
Every
in
year.
person.
Am I wrong?
Tell us in person.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, to me, it hasn't always been that way, where they've come, because we've had years where 1 or 2 elected, we have 4, because we have the senator and then 3 representatives.
We had one.
So kudos for coming, and if they don't believe it, I'd rather hear them tell us that they don't, and this is why, right? You can't argue with somebody that if they don't tell you why, at least then you go, whoa. But in my mind, I appreciate they coming in and telling us yes or no. But I also don't think we should be compelling anybody to do that. Just like I don't think they should be compelling only school boards and the State Board of Education. I have to get back there to we have to have a public input every meeting.
For 30 minutes.
I agree with that.
But again, it's gone on deaf ears. So,
You don't have to have it in there.
well, that was just my one opinion. So,
For the record, our select board has 2 public comment sessions, so,
Per meeting?
yes. We have one at the
30
beginning.
seconds,
We
but.
have one at the beginning.
Yeah.
and then- One at the beginning and then one at the end for any topics that we discussed during the meeting, if anyone has comments.
I actually like the second one because people might go, hey, wait,
Right.
and then have no idea or no chance to talk.
But then they can't say that we don't let them speak. So more than enough opportunity.
So just the one. Okay.
I mean, I'd honestly be okay with the second one. I don't think they're gonna vote themselves to be compelled to come here, but I don't have a problem putting it on the list. Like, I kind of like the idea that they need to show up, because if they're gonna tell us what we need to do, they need to come and talk to us about it. I don't think it's right to. We talk about local, I mean, and again, we are lucky that the ones we have, whether we like what they say or not, show up, but I think it's important that the people who are elected to represent the people in those towns are actually there to talk to the people in those towns.
I
Like,
think it-
what else are you doing? What are you doing with your job if you're not actually dealing with the constituency of the people who
Yeah,
elected you to do the job?
I like that they come here and tell us in person that we're actively trying to take control away from you. Yes.
the way I look at it is, you don't like the way an elected representative is doing things, don't vote for them. And that's how you solve the problem.
Or do it yourself. Get on the ballot. All right, so that was whole vote. Anyone else interested in state representative resolution?
So right now, it's just me and Joe, yeah?
I mean, again, I don't know that they would vote to approve it, but I guess not everyone's as lucky as us to have their reps come in, but. No, is that a no? Yes?
Well, it's up to you two. John's already said no, Joe and I.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're gonna vote for it, but putting it on there doesn't do anything unless they, yeah.
I guess that's a, yes. That's pretty
Yeah, my vote doesn't matter now, so. All right.
Well played, Sean Tony.
Fine, all right.
You didn't have to vote for
Way to
it.
get myself out of that one. yeah.
Cause we haven't gone, well, we'll go over the, when these go through and the rest of them go through, we'll have to go.
So when they have their meeting and decide which ones they want to put forward, is that what you're saying, after their.
No, before that, we'll have to go through the continuing resolutions that are on there as well as. Yes, you love that.
Can we get those in advance?
Sick.
And if any of them.
We do, and then.
So here's what I want to do. Here's what I want to do. I don't want to go through the whole thing if we can avoid it and just, because it's all the same stuff, continue.
I will say-
resolutions. If there's any we want to support,
I will say this, different school districts do it differently. We go through every one, you know, and that's,
ad nauseum.
that's usually the way, you know, 99, unless they make a compelling argument that we didn't look at, I vote the way the school board votes, you know? Some school districts, they basically sit there and say, Joe, you're going there. I don't give a crap what you do. Have a good day.
I mean,
We could strike a balance and get them ahead of time and then to,
Yeah, if there's-
if anyone has a problem with one or two, then we'll let you know which ones we have problems with.
or one,
Otherwise, we don't give a crap what you do,
is there any that we specifically want to support
or yeah,
I mean,
or oppose.
because I mean,
I don't know why we would.
Done with the, you know, the whole quorum thing for the meeting, because that's on the regular vessel, you know, they continue, that's been continued now ad nauseam in the last 3 years, so we lost
the free lunch one and then they never support that. It's like, it's a whole bunch of ones that they say, oh, we don't.
We like it, but we're not gonna support it.
Yeah,
Right.
they pretty much like, we like the intent, but no. And, you know, we almost always agree with them. So unless there's any this year that are like home runs that we're like, yeah, let's do that. I mean, anyone else want to go through them all?
I would like the opportunity for us to hear from the administration on their thoughts on each one. Because oftentimes where the board is going, I don't know what this means, because we don't have the expertise. And that's often the conversation that we have. And then sometimes it gets a little out of control there, but that's where I have.
So then I guess my question would be, how many of those have we not already reviewed in the last 3 years, the continuing resolution? How many are new?
Well, the continuing ones we usually just go through.
Yeah, that's easy. It's the new ones that are the ones where we oftentimes need administration's input as to what are they really saying?
We had like
Maybe,
25 of them last year, I think, or something. like
Yeah,
that.
and again, so we can't, I don't want to spend all night going through them.
maybe in that prep time, then, if we're gonna get them ahead of time, if you
We
guys
always
have the
do.
opportunity to give us your thoughts ahead of time as well. 2 documents, one with the resolutions and one with your thoughts on each resolution, or one combined, however you want to do it, I don't care. Yeah, but
The resolution and a little,
a little
Yay or
blur,
nay?
this is what we think, then we can talk about, we all have a chance to read through the whole thing, and then it becomes hopefully a much
Briefer
smaller,
conversation.
yeah. Yeah, because I think we should look at them, but I don't want to spend 4 hours on it.
Yeah, if we could just get a quick, no, we don't like this for this reason.
Yep.
Yes, we like this for this reason.
I got it.
That would work fine for
So
me.
then maybe out of 25, we talk about 4 or 5. That's a much smaller number.
I mean, we might end up talking about all of them, I don't know, but.
Yeah. But at least it gives us prep time.
Like I said, a lot of them are pretty, even the new ones are gonna be ones that we've already seen in some form or another.
That's the base.
Some kind of reiteration of stuff they've already. And that brings us at what?
Committee reports.
Committee reports, anyone, committee?
We met with SST on Monday. Is that Monday?
Yep.
This week's been long. It's only Wednesday. Yeah, a good time was had by all. We saw the new electrical space. They're adding that program, so, which is like, what, they 54 students or something? Which is gonna,
730 to 735 students. right?
That's
Yeah.
what an electric,
Yep.
electric tech
How
or,
many are enrolled right now? That number will drop.
Not in the elect.
right.
No,
No, it's
54.
54 in the electrical, but it brings
I
it up
heard
about that.
700 and I slight discrepancy, so.
Yeah, so 735, 30 to 735 total. And then that'll fluctuate a little bit before the beginning of the school year, but adding the students makes lowers the tuition by a little bit.
If they have 709 students, the tuition will be the same.
stays,
Right.
same.
We like the same.
I'll put something in the Friday memo that breaks it out by tuition by number of students.
So they have to be enrolled all year, or can we just get them in the door and then be like, yeah, you know.
October 1st.
We got a student.
Come on.
Here's some students.
3 weeks, just go.
Silly question. I assume the electrical program is one that will actually prep them for like work as an
I
electrician?
think they just do light switches and stuff
Yeah.
where they like up is.
But like,
on and-
but it,
Basic, circuitry and maybe.
but it gets them started.
Yellow, maybe.
Yes, even
Yes,
like
they
the
do
welding program.
tons of stuff.
Listen, I started by saying, I assume this is what it
All
is,
of
but
the-
I figured
The
it was
room is
worth.
very empty right now, so they could be doing nothing. I don't know.
A couple of years back, that's what we looked at, because a lot of people go to other places, something kind of like electrical. And, a lot of places in Massachusetts, that they have just the electrical program, we're like, why don't we have one? So that's why
That's
they
good.
came up with this one. So-
That's awesome.
And they-
The teacher is coming from the
Yeah,
Dover
Dover's
CTE
coming,
program, so
yeah.
he's.
And I think they realized too, the hands-on traditional, vocational has done better than the other one, because like right now, health science, they've gone through a number of teachers. They currently have one nominated. So no teaching experience, but a lot of nursing experience. I know that they struggle with, what's it called? I think computer science or something, keeping that full. Yeah, so yes, they do that. And then, did you have anything else, Christie?
I think that's it.
One other thing, I know they talked about HB 1877, how
I
it's
wrote that
built
down too.
with the EFAs, which basically says that even if you're taking EFA, you'll be able to attend SST and we will have to pay for the tuition.
So even though they're taking the EFA money, which normally would have opted them out of district.
Right.
So
No,
they choose to go to FSC and we still have to pay?
That's to pay the tuition of $4,000, yes.
And they don't know who's at EFA when they get the application.
Yes, so this
So
is
there's
gonna,
no way to know.
it's complicating things even more because technically now too, another new law passes that parents don't even have to notify about homeschooling. Currently, right now, they just have to send me a letter and say, hey, Steve Scarfell's gonna be homeschooled. Okay, so that way I just have some sort of record. There's a law now that says that might go away, so it's gonna be very complicated.
so if a kid just stops coming to school, the best you can do is send home, absent notices and hope that the parent says, oh, no, they don't come anymore, or
Correct.
Mhm.
that's insane.
Cannot knock on the door.
There are no truancy
Knock on their door.
anymore?
Well, after a while, I don't have eyes on a kid. It gets a little,
But there, you don't have to provide any evidence of any sort of,
so
I also believe they're
Learning.
looking at increasing that to $9,000.
that is,
That's a different.
open enrollment. But anyways, they're looking to do that. And then also too, that the EFA student could come here more than 51% and there'd be no charge
That's ridiculous.
to come here.
That's basically
And we
handing
lose our- we
It's handing them
lose
$6,000 to send their kid here and get this shit anyway.
And we lose adequacy.
Same. So then they don't count as a enrolled student,
So
even if they're here for 51% of the time every day and attending our programs.
So in other words, parents might as well just take the.
Don't spell it out.
Heck, people are gonna find out. I'm gonna take a $6,000 check and send my kid here anyway.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna
Why
do.
not?
So, all right, now I have to ask, so if that situation occurs and someone decides to do this, they take the money and the kid just comes all day, every day, like a normal student would come.
I don't know if they can come all day, but a large percentage
I
of the day.
believe, well, you have to, right now you have to withdraw the kid completely from school.
Yes.
So if that's changing, then they would still have to notify the school, like, they're gonna come 50% or whatever.
Something like,
These are the
Yeah,
state
yeah.
reps that we want to come in and.
Who
talk
knows?
to us Doing this.
yeah. So
Can we
anyway,
get a list of those kids?
homeschool or EFA?
The
EFA I
EFA.
do. I do not get homeschool.
But we don't pay anything for the homeschool kids.
We could, they could come and play football and go to
If a
SST.
homeschool kid goes to SST, we pay the tuition, but we're also reimbursed through adequacy and all that other stuff. So we do it, that we do get a percentage then.
Okay,
We would get a
it's
percent.
not just a hit to our budget.
No.
The EFA could be like a double whammy.
Pay some of
But
it.
someone that took money to send their kids somewhere else, we would still have to pay that. It doesn't make any sense.
In a nutshell, yes.
So it's,
So how
It
would,
hasn't passed yet, but that's the new
so
legislation.
how would they select, say we had, all of a sudden we have 30 homeschools in this district that want to go to SST? How would they select? which
Lottery,
ones? Is it just a lottery for each?
I think there's an
school?
application
The
process.
application, it's a regular
You
application,
gotta write an
so
essay, the whole
if the
nine yards,
kid
yeah.
gets
Oh, yeah,
accepted to
but-
SST, they have no
And
way
they
of
look at, they
noticing.
look at a previous, if you're a second year student, they look at how many days you've missed.
How
Look
can you
at your
tell,
performance.
how can you tell if they're homeschooled though?
Because they're going to school. Well, I know, that's the issue, Joe.
Well, that's what I mean. How would they select those students? I mean, would they select the students that are actually enrolled in schools first and then go? to
my homeschool kid has never
Johnny.
missed a day.
My Johnny never missed a
Nope,
day.
he's never been
He
late.
actually went 10 extra days.
Perfect,
There's
perfect
more than-
behavior.
There's
We're
more.
talking
That was a good
about
egg.
Yeah.
The minority, but you know,
See, these are the things though that they don't consider when they try to fast track this crap through. And it's like, do they even consider it? Or is it just say, hey, and again, this is the people that want to reduce taxes are throwing this expense at us, like, really? So you're gonna fight on this?
Reduce taxes, but also not add revenues.
Oh, yeah, and then they want to do open enrollment, which will, who knows what that'll do to the tax rate, but
they went
they're there.
500 kids the first year.
Oh, yeah, that's not gonna devastate anybody, 500 kids.
Again, it's gonna be the kids that have the better means to go into all these schools that
Right.
get in there first.
So I'll let them go. It's fine.
Yeah, but then we're paying for
We're
it.
not gonna pay for them to go to SST.
Any other committees before my head?
I read a thing that said it's pretty much only the, I don't want to say upper class, but the people that are more well off that were doing the EFA to begin with. It wasn't a lot of people, because who can afford to make up the difference between the $6,000 to send their kid somewhere else if it's 20 to go to Pinkerton or to come here?
40
And you're getting
to go to
6,
Dairy
yeah,
Queen.
what if 45? So,
Okay.
I mean, only the people that have the extra money to do it.
I don't wanna pay that for
utilizing
college.
it. So, committee reports. I went to, Raymond Coalition for Youth meeting, last week. They had Sue Durkin, the CEO from Lamprey Healthcare in there to, talk about some of the programs they offer and what they do for the community and things. They actually do quite a bit. It was a nice little presentation. And they talked about other things like Freedom, which I didn't realize was as bad as it is. They're trying to get some legislation to control that because now you can just buy it at a gas station apparently. Or the big sign out by
Yeah, the big
Cozy
sign,
Corner
yeah.
just says, hey, Kratom. And but what they were saying was people that are detoxing from that, they're prescribing Suboxone for, which is a pretty serious. It's not a very easy thing to go through. And
What is kratom?
I have no idea. I'm so old now. I don't know.
It is a plant-based Chinese,
And Cambodia.
Plant-based.
okay,
It's like synthetic, like,
some of it's synthetic. some
yeah.
of it's Plant-based.
it's bad stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to do. Pretty much.
But is it, like a pill form,
Powder or
powder?
pill form.
Any way you want.
You
Right now, the kids, you can buy it in a drink, a powder, tablet.
This is just something we let be sold everywhere?
We don't let, it just is.
It is.
There's nothing
No
that says they
regulation.
can't.
No
Um,
regulations.
It used to be a holistic,
Yes.
and now, I'd like
Now
with
it's
anything,
been, now it's been
Well,
tweaked.
so like mushrooms.
There
Turned
was
it up
some
a
of the
little bit,
yeah.
holistic stuff out there, but
Yeah.
they've tweaked it.
He's he had a little more oomph to it.
I remember when the
Little
government
zing.
went nuts on Jolt,
Oh, yeah. Snack or two. Yeah.
But you can't have that. That's too bad.
That's too much caffeine.
Twice the energy, twice the sugar, twice the caffeine.
But,
And I rode my bike uptown so fast.
but yeah, that's the thing. Again, I was not aware that it was that big of an issue, because I guess why would I be?
I think there's legislation too to control that, the synthetic type right now. in the House.
Because I guess it's just kind of engineered to be one molecule different from,
Yeah.
it's all really sketchy stuff that makes you wonder. Like the good old days. Any other committee reports?
CIP, we did not meet.
Did he come out with another date yet?
He has not. I don't even think he really explained, I think they just maybe didn't have enough people. It wasn't really a huge explanation about
He
it.
wasn't even here, so.
Yeah.
I think he's planning on touring the high school soon. I think him and
I
Tom.
saw your note back to him about the high school. tour.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything back confirming it though.
No, unfortunately, the way he does it, he doesn't. And I don't know if he can do it like Jen does it with us, where because Jen can email all of us. We just can't email back. But
Yeah,
he
the
can't
select-
email everybody on the board is what he's
The
saying.
select board is under the impression that you cannot do like a whole, like we do. Basically, when you send to school board, it goes to all of us. Why?
It's
Set
an
it up.
agenda. You're not talking about like
I've said
what's
it.
on the agenda. I mean, if you start going back and forth.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Jen sends us an agenda. We are not having a conversation. We're being
Anyone
notified. But
can
if,
email that school board email and we all get it.
right, but if, I thought the only problem, and maybe this is too.
If we start replying to all,
That's what I'm saying. If
becomes
I
public
start,
record.
if I reply to all, but if you pick it up and reply directly to a person,
That's not a problem.
we're fine.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm
Use
saying.
it to circumvent the meeting 91 A
Right to
rule,
know.
Right.
essentially. So anything that gets responded to by all of us or more than a quorum is essentially a public record of that.
Yeah, and so if Doug sends us an email, it's because he's sending it, it becomes an issue. But if I don't know if he had like, not that Jen would do it, but like someone like Jen who would send the email on his behalf, it's not someone from the board making this communication.
You can just blind carbon copy it and nobody sees.
Blind for whatever reason, we don't get all the emails is what I'm trying to say. He sends it to himself and the vice chair and then they assume we know stuff. There was one meeting, I'm like, it was 20 minutes in and like Ryan's like, are you coming? I'm like, to what? Because I never was notified that there was an email. I mean, that there was a meeting.
I don't see an issue if he was to send you an agenda.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be any.
I wish that would be the case. I have asked. I don't exactly know. Apparently he wasn't here. That's why we did not have a meeting. So that was that was the longest non-report report I've ever. given.
Yes, the sidewalk committee.
Very insightful.
Thanks. I do what I can.
Yeah, all right then. Superintendent report?
SST graduation, or excuse me, certificate celebration is Thursday, May 28th at 4. Their last day of school is June 11th. Friday, we have the big Memorial Day celebration at LRES. We had the big offsite drill here today. I think that while the actual first half of the drill goes well, the second half of the drill with the reunification is still problematic. We just have to, I think, start focusing more on that piece than the actual putting chairs against a wall and all that stuff, because that's the harder part, is to get the kids to the building and get them back to the parents. And it's, even in the best case situation, that is going to be traumatic. But I think we need to make sure that people know what they're doing, practice it a little more.
Yeah. The other thing is that Todd implemented something for the first time this year, a new way of doing it, which he had said was well-established and well-regarded in the United States.
Yes. Until someone else decides to make $50 from doing it. Anyways.
But it works.
Well, that's why we do drills, right? To get
Yeah.
better at it.
Yep. That's all I got.
Correspondence or other?
Oh, I forgot last night, or
Yeah.
Wednesday night.
Celebration.
Was
of
yesterday?
Excellence. That was yesterday.
Celebration of Excellence, outstanding
was
job
great.
again.
I wanted to go to that.
Kids were great, family was great. High school staff did a nice job too. Very well attended, a nice night. Very well done.
That might have been the most people I've ever seen.
Good luck, you got an award
It's
this
been
year.
packed out every year since I've been here, except for the first year.
Yeah, and there were
She's not a student.
only a few students that weren't able to attend, which was nice.
Yep.
I mean, good that
Yeah, the
overwhelming
overwhelming majority of students were there to receive their reward. So it was a very nice night. Kudos.
It was like a big deal for us.
Yes.
We don't get awards.
Yeah. Or,
I get awards. My children not so.
Yeah.
Manifest signing, that's all taken care of.
don't forget June 3rd, guys. It's gonna come here before you know it.
Class
Class night.
Yeah. it's on
Please
my-
let, Randy, thank you. Boy, Randy, know if you're coming, or shoot me an email so I can,
I'll tell you right now, I'm coming.
I'm coming.
all right, so that's John,
We're gonna be there anyhow.
on the stage or on the floor, that's the key.
For the night of graduation.
It's so bright outside.
Depends if it's 150 degrees out, I'll be on.
And it looks like you guys were very close together last night, so I don't know, could we squares or?
There's so much room up there. Yeah. All right, so you're in,
Bottom left
Tony,
there.
Stephen,
Hold on, I gotta check. As long as there's,
are you on the floor or are you with your family? Floor? Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry.
We said floor.
Yeah, I am sorry.
Below.
You'll let me know?
I don't know that I can.
That's all right. Okay, Joe, you'll let me know?
Is it the third you said?
Yes, 6
That's
o'clock.
class night. That's in the calf,
Yep.
usually.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
I
remember where it
think
is.
it's changed.
Correspondence or other? Anything? I would just like to say happy birthday to my daughter Abby, who's not feeling well today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah. Approval of minutes.
I do have on the non-public, but anyways, make a motion to approve May 6, 2026 public minutes as presented.
Second by Steve, discussion. Those in favor?
Aye. And then the May 6th, I'll just ask that we take them up in non-public.
Other than public minutes. All right then,
You want a motion?
I'd love one.
I'll make a motion. We go into non-public under RSA.
Manifest.
Yeah, we said that. Manifest.
We didn't read it.
Oh,
I didn't read it.
you gotta give us the number.
Yeah. Total accounts payable, $208,912.02. Total payroll, $562,229.67. A grand total of $771,141.69.
Oh, I have a question. So next time we're in a situation where someone has a child that's doing something that they might want to go to, can we figure out a workaround? Marjorie had to miss her kid's game and
Oh,
to sit here and do what, the monthly financial report? I mean, that kind of sucks. I feel bad.
yeah.
If we could find a workaround for that or.
Right, but I don't know if I can do it.
I think Steve and I won't be here on the 10th for the 10th
Yeah.
meeting. June 10th.
We have a quorum, right?
As long as Joe's not going anywhere or John.
Wait, what's the 10th?
Board meeting.
It's,
Board meeting.
no, it's
When
your
we're-
NHIJ,
You can't go.
whatever.
Oh, the New Hampshire, yeah.
Yeah, so you're not here, but
I got it.
New Hampshire,
driving around your house and picking you up even if you're sick.
I
I
got,
can't come the 17th either.
Do we have on the 17th?
Yep, 10th and the 17th.
Jeez.
I'm gonna miss them both.
I've got graduation at my school. on the 10th.
17th?
On the 10th.
Oh, okay. All right.
Junior Honor Society for my kid.
And I have,
Yep, on the 10th.
yeah, I'm skipping that one for my kid because I have to go to graduation
You
right from
too.
Rochester.
Also,
Yeah, that's
All right.
good. That's
I'll
my
make
good
a
one.
motion that we go into non-public session under RSA 91A:3, Roman numeral 2, M.
second.
Second by Steve, discussion. Steve,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
myself, yes.
Yes,
Yes, Joe.
Yes.
Yes.
here's your pen. Thank you.
I'm gonna have to talk air conditioning in here again.